back to Politricks Watch. This is Sir P. Now today I'm going to be talking about your favorite CEO of the FLA Firearm Licensing Authority, Shane Darling. He made some statements after the whole Mobay circus, and just as I expected, he's saying this is proof. Me telling you say Shane Darling go drop on his knees and thank the heavens so him get an example to back up what Mother talk about. But before I'm going further, there was a special birthday shout out to none other than my youth. Real Patreon squad, real PIA. This is the man we tune in with him whole family morning time. So big up yourself, fam. Enjoy your day. Live life to the fullest. I know say I miss the video same way, especially FLA video, because you don't know a reason about them things they're separate. Right. So more life and more blessings, see? Make a move into the video. Shane Darling, CEO of FLA. Shane Darling come out and say the incident that go on in Mobay is proof of the flaw in suggestions that if Jamaicans had more licensed firearm, it would help curb crime. I could talk about it. Shane Darling, first thing I want to ask you, when in the history of Jamaica, the Caribbean, or the world, has any one incident ever been quote-unquote proof of anything? Is this something that happens frequently? There are 45,000 licensed firearm holders in Jamaica. That is a very large group, right? If you are going to do any kind of case study plan, ask any of your favorite scholars at UE, UTech, anyway. Ask them how often them do a study, and the sample size is 45,000. Ask them that. Most of them will tell you never. That is an extremely large group of people to study. Out of the 45,000, how often do licensed firearm holders engage with shootout with each other? Give you a number. Give the data, because you have all the data. Give us the data. Can it reach 1% annually? Mr. Shane Darling, not only can that incident not be proof of anything, but you are using a straw man argument. Licensed firearm holders do not build case, investigate criminals, and dismantle gangs. That's how you would curb crime. Licensed firearm holders can never be tasked with quote-unquote curbing crime, because the only time they're going to come in contact with a criminal is when the criminal attack them. Curbing crime is for police and JDF who go looking for criminals. Licensed firearm holders don't go looking for criminals. The last time I checked, and this is from the police commissioner, 3/4 of the murders in Jamaica are gang related, about 74-75%, and about 14 to 15% is interpersonal. In other words, man and man na argument, man and woman na argument, domestic disputes and them thing there. 14%. So that means that every year when Jamaica have about 13 to 1400 murders, about a quarter of that is from interpersonal disputes. And what you saw in St. James would count as interpersonal disputes because it was not gang related. And when it comes down to interpersonal disputes, the majority of those murders are not done with licensed firearms. I challenge Shane Darling to prove me wrong. The knife and the cutlass reign supreme. People stab up each other. People chop up each other. The people who kill each other in these situations don't need the licensed gun to do it. And even if they had a licensed gun and they used it to kill a spouse, how would that affect the majority of Jamaica's murder rate when 3/4 of it is attributed to gang violence? One knife on with me. Here is the reality, yes. Shane Darling can provide the data for sure how many of the 1,500, 1,400 or 1,500 murders Jamaica have a year time are carried out by people with licensed firearm in domestic problems, in interpersonal problems. Him can give us that data. Every time a licensed firearm holder shoots somebody, FLA know about it. Licensed firearms are not used in gang killings. People do not use legal firearms to carry out gang shootings because of one main reason: ballistics. The ballistics on a licensed firearm is stored and in the system. So the moment you use a licensed firearm to shoot somebody, all if you left the scene and nobody knows you do it, then can trace it back to you. What Shane Darling is doing with this is what people who go to school call confirmation bias. And here is the strange thing. The Observer mentioned the fact that them ask him I don't know if it's them or somebody else, but it's in the Observer. Ask him, say, then what about the robbery in Kingston where a licensed firearm holder saved a woman? In response, step on your screen. Ask yourself this question. Why isn't Shane Darling saying, well, this incident where the man saved the woman proves that licensed firearm holders will help reduce crime in Jamaica? Why didn't he say that? Him said the Mobay one proves it not go work, but him now said this one proves it would work. Confirmation bias. Mr. Shane Darling, which one happens more frequently? Licensed firearm holders shooting after each other, or licensed firearm holders protecting themselves and others from robbery and murder attempts? How many videos, how many stories have you seen this year alone of licensed firearm holders, right, being attacked, or their homes getting invaded, or them there's somebody to get robbed and them save somebody? Right? How many of them stories do you hear compared to what we see went down in Mobay? Who wants that question? We know the answer. It's far more frequent for licensed firearm holders, right, save themselves or somebody else. We saw in Portland when time the man get invaded, right, and him lay down the criminal flat on him back. Why Shane Darling never turn up after the Portland incident and say, see, this is why civilians need more licensed firearms. So I want to know, why is it that when time a man defend somebody's life and save them or save him own life, it not prove nothing, but the Mobay case proves something? Wanna stay with me now? When licensed firearm holders save them life, them family life, or a stranger life, it not prove nothing to Shane Darling. But when two licensed firearm holders shoot after each other, which is a very, very rare incident, that proves something to him. Let me give you some analogies, just in case you're not with me. Imagine somebody turn up at the scene of a drowning. People go river, somebody drown, and somebody turn up and say, see, this is proof, so people not go nowhere near river, because people drown. That would be ridiculous, right? Because the vast majority of people who go river don't drown. And while it's unfortunate that people drown, it cannot be used, the few little incidents cannot be used to stop others from jumping in a river. Let's move to car accidents. Imagine somebody drink one bag of rum, drive 250 kilometers per hour, lick down somebody and kill them. Imagine somebody turn up on the scene right after and say, see, this is why Jamaicans shouldn't get more cars. Because this is what happened. They buy the car legally and then they start speed and they start drink and people dead. That would be ridiculous. While it's unfortunate that people have accidents and kill people, that happens in the minority and it should not affect others' ability to drive car. That would be ridiculous. You would laugh at that. Because what you do shouldn't affect my ability to defend myself. What you do shouldn't affect my ability to operate a motor vehicle. What you do shouldn't affect my ability to go river. Plane drop out of the sky. No people dead. Man turn up on the scene. You see, this is why people don't fly in a plane. This is why more people should not get plane ticket. Because look what happened. When you see the plane crash, people, this is why I think only 500 people should fly in the sky. Because if the whole world start fly, that means some more people go crash. And that's ridiculous. Of course, bad things will always happen. If people are armed, somebody will get upset and shoot them wife. That is a given. However, in situations like that, you deal with that person and move on. You're not going to tell me that I should be deprived of something because look what the man they do. Look what happened over here, so. Look what happened down there, so. That has nothing to do with me. Nothing at all. So the analogies me give you about the river and the car crash and the airplane, understand where I'm coming from. To build a strategy around something that happens the minority of the time is downright ridiculous. Again, going back to the car analogy, telling me say somebody might get drunk and lick down somebody down car is the reason why you can't get a license and drive no car. What are you saying to me? There is risk in everything. There's downside with everything. But I want somebody to convince me that in a country like Jamaica, where criminals are running rampant, the best way for a citizen to be protected is to call the police. If less legal weapons equal safer country, why is Jamaica not one of the safest countries on earth? Only 45,000 legal gun owners in a country of nearly 3 million. Who want to do the maths on that? 45,000 out of 3 million. Even when you break down 3 million and remove Pitney out of it, it is still an extraordinarily small amount of people. So if less legal guns equal safer country, Jamaica should have safer than Singapore. Jamaica should have safer than Japan. 45,000 is a drop in the bucket for a country Jamaica size. But the reality is, and I've said before, and a matter of fact, it was the same my youth who on birthday today. It was me and him having a reasoning, and the conversation come up, say, your favorite leaders disarmed law-abiding Jamaicans while arming criminals. This is going back to the late 60s, 70s, coming right up. Them disarm law-abiding man and give gunman illegal weapons. Now the man tell you say, you should stay without weapons while the gunman them get even better weapons than they had in the 70s and the 80s. Because now, them don't even need to wait for politicians to give them none. They can go buy them themselves. Them have the latest AR, the latest K, the latest Uzi, the latest Glock, the latest Taurus. A man that tell you say must go call police. Well, sure, you call police. You do what you want to do. I am not in the business of changing nobody's mind. You call the police. But as for me no buy unicorn. I am well aware, so by the time I done press 1, 1, and my finger go touch the 9, I'm dead. I know some genius are going to say, you go like your license gun guarantee. Or you know say, hey, nothing in life is a guarantee, Simon. However, it's about having a fighting chance. Your seatbelt doesn't guarantee your safety in an accident. When you go up on the plane and them tell you about life vests, those things don't guarantee you're going to survive. It's about increasing the chance, right, of making it home. But that's just me. Only do what you want to do. Right? As I said, I'm not in the business of changing people's mind. But in Jamaica, I realize that law-abiding citizens finish last. Everybody else who brought the rules, who brought the laws, you have to do as them please. People who follow the laws, them get what the duck get. Because people who follow law, go down at FLA. Let me repeat myself. It's people who follow law, go through FLA. Gunman not go through FLA. Gunman not apply for nothing. You just get the gun and start fire. And before me end the video, let me just say this. I hope all of them people here, right, who keep telling us say, you don't need to have the ability to defend yourself. I hope them not on a license firearm. Because if them have a license firearm, them need to explain why. We are doing it. What are you doing with a license firearm? Tell the Jamaican public. They might go dress it up, but you're the real answer. They think their life is worth defending, but yours isn't. Anytime somebody tell you that you don't need a license firearm and them have one, ask them, why is your life worth defending, but mine isn't? You see, them know say if push come to shove, the best chance of survival they have is a license firearm. But the same people them are going to tell you say you have to just call the police. So why you not call the police? I thought so. Anyway, H Squad, big up on yourself. Yeah, you don't know, no life. Ultra Squad, stay circling. Bless.